So on my last video, I did discuss how a lot of people were happy with the release of Marvel Rivals. And by everyone, I do mean like the majority of people were happy to play this game, so happy to play something, you know, something fresh, something new, something that's like Overwatch with Marvel characters. And surprisingly, I did get a lot of people to agree with me. Surprisingly, people do feel like they're being just shunned away in the community as a whole. I wanted to make this video because I do see a lot of problems within the community and we are aware of these problems, but I feel like there's not enough videos talking about a solution of what we can do as a community as a whole moving forward in the future. I know I only have a few subscribers on my channel to even be making or trying to make a discussion about this. This video will probably not reach to the masses as you know, as I would want it to. But now that we went over the problems, let's actually go over the solutions of what we can do about these issues. So we've all been in those matches where we've had an instant lock Spider-Man who just goes 0-20. We've had these. We are going to get these types of matches in the future as well. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Spider-Man specifically. It could be any character. Spider-Man is just, you know, just being the meme at this point of the community is the only reason why I brought that up. Of course, that's not all Spider-Man mains, but that's not the point. I feel like if you do see someone going 0-20, you know, 0-10, 0-15, whatever it is, they're not doing their jobs. This goes to support mains as well. The same as tank. If you see these characters not, or these people not doing their jobs or their roles specifically, try to take a breather. Try to take a step back, at least from the game itself when you are done with the match. If you keep repeating this process of queuing up match after match after match, especially when you're just going downhill, try to take a break for yourself. It could probably reset your mental state as a whole. You know, try going outside. Try reading something, try watching TV, play your favorite music, do whatever it is that you actually enjoy doing so you can pass the time. So when you actually do come back to play Marvel Rivals, you'll just be in a way better space mentally. And I get it, trust me, the game is frustrating. I play the game as well, you know, I know how this feels. I know how frustrating it gets to have the toxicity of players around you. Even if you are the toxic person, try to take a breather. Or if you're the one receiving it as well and you're just frustrated by this fact, this goes on both sides, by the way, you know, just take a break from the game overall. Honestly, if we just keep moving forward as a community, just the whole negativity, just everyone just dissing each other, bashing each other the entire time, the game is eventually going to die out because of this. That's just the inevitable truth. That's how every game basically dies, not by the game itself, but by its community. You know, when you have new people come in and look at this from the outside in, people are going to be like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this. The game looks great and all, but the community looks extremely toxic, and we've seen a lot of people say this over and over again. And I did see a lot of people in my comments on my last video talk about how the game is extremely unappealing. That's the point I wanted to prove on that video specifically. I feel like a lot of people are just being pushed away and it just feels extremely unwelcoming. So I'm trying to be in the middle here. I'm trying to talk into every perspective here, whether you're a pro, whether you're casual at the game, whether you're new to the game in general, and just know that this isn't everyone in the community. The majority of people are not toxic people, and I know that. I feel like what we do see when people do open up that text chat, you do only see the toxicity of people come out. The only thing is, the only people that are just vocal about the game in general, whether it's for the text chat, whether it's, you know, the VC itself, I feel like it's the toxic people doing this because it's the most frustrated people that are just the most vocal. But again, try to take a breather, try to take a step back from the game. If it's not going well today, try to play another game. At least play another game, watch a movie. As I said earlier, do whatever you can to kind of like pass the time mentally. Again, this is a video talking about solutions now. Another solution is trying to help a teammate out. So this game has generated a lot of new players, and I mean a lot of new players that's probably never played a hero shooter before. We have to consider that it does have the Marvel property. It's going to attract a huge portion of an audience, whether it's casual, whether it's people who never played shooters before, but wanted to get into this because of the Marvel property. And we have to consider that 100%. You know, if you've tried to help, if you've tried, you know, just know you've done your best, you know. But I just feel like if a team immediately just reaches into their inner toxicity, it's a losing team regardless of what you do. Because I feel like if you are in a really bad mental state at that point, then you have already lost, in my opinion. I shit you not, the many games I've had where I've been in matches where I was frustrated myself. I'm not gonna act like I'm the greatest person alive or anything like that. I've messaged people like, hey, can you switch? You're 0-20. I've been one of those people. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and play none or something like that because I've had those issues. And let me tell you, all of those matches are losing matches. 100%. But as I told you guys earlier, I try to make things different now. I try to help people now. I try to be like, hey, like maybe I'm the issue, maybe I'm the problem. Let me switch to another character and see if that would work. And guess what? The percentage of us winning a match increases because I made the initial switch. Sometimes it's not another person. Maybe you just have to help the person in particular get more kills, get a little bit more damage in, whatever it is possible. But try helping your teammates out once in a while. Maybe they don't understand. You have to understand that a lot of people are probably going to find your help a bit toxic no matter how much you initially try to talk to them, because they are used to being, you know, in a lobby full of toxic people. They're not used to nice people in general. So I would say just try to help a teammate out. But as I was saying earlier, the percent increases. The amount of times I actually won a game because I made that initial decision that, hey, maybe it's me, maybe I'm the issue, that why our team is losing. And guess what? The team turns around and we ended up getting a lot more victories because of these initial switches. Now, if we start pointing fingers immediately and not recognize the issues, maybe we are the issue or not, then you're already a losing team. Remember, this is team based. It's not something you can do solo. You can't carry a team by yourself, especially if the other team is like good. Sometimes it's not even a player being bad. Sometimes you just don't have that synergy as a team to work out. It doesn't necessarily mean that the person is bad. You probably just don't have the team. And that's pretty much it. You don't necessarily have to be better players. You have to be the better team. That's how team-based shooters work. Obviously, you do need the skill along with it and a bit of knowledge, of course, but you still have to be the better team overall. If you're not, obviously you can't carry the team 1v6. So that's just gonna happen. So try helping teammates out once in a while. You know, if you see them going 0-20, try talking to them into switching or doing something different at the same time. You know, you can recognize if you're a problem. You know, you may not be a problem, who knows? But sometimes making an initial switch, even if you're doing the absolute best, can sometimes help in a match, to be honest. Because I've played team shooters for years. I've been playing Overwatch since 2016, since the beta, and I've thought that I could do all the work by myself, and that's not true necessarily. I've actually had a lot of turnarounds in matches because I was like, hey, maybe I'm the issue. Let me switch for the, you know, for the one time at least. And we end up winning. So ever since I started doing that more, I started ending up, you know, I started winning more games because of this. And I know a lot of people are new to this community, and not a lot of people have that experience to kind of, you know, not a lot of people has that resume of history when it comes to these type of games. So I get it. So try to help teammates more often, because if you don't, there are your teammates. You are probably hurting them more than you are helping them if you're telling them, hey, like, you suck, because now you're affecting them mentally. Now they are frustrated and you're frustrated. Now you just made another person frustrated along with you. And trust me, I understand it's valid to be frustrated in a team-based shooter because it's sometimes not your fault. And I understand that. And like, you know, deranking because of other people, I know it all. It's frustrating, I know. But I feel like the community will be a lot more welcoming. A lot of people would be more understanding. A lot of people would actually be a lot more helpful if we have a more positive community and a positive teammate overall. I feel like people are willing to learn if you are more positive about it, is what I'm trying to say. Because if you are just toxic at, you know, firsthand, people are going to be extremely resentful in the future. People are not going to want to learn this game. People are not going to probably want to play this game. You know, casuals like being appealed the first, you know, 5 minutes of a game, and if somebody just comes in chat and just talks the absolute worst shit possible, then they're not going to want to play the game in general. But these are basically 3 things I would try to work on as a community. Hopefully this video kind of like spreads out a bit. I'm trying to spread more positivity in the community, because there are a lot of people just talking about how there are negativity in the community, but I do want at least a couple of suggestions when it comes to these solutions. But again, try helping teammates out, try to take breathers, try to take breaks from playing this game if you're extremely frustrated from the fact that you are in a, you know, losing streak or whatever. You know, take care of your mental health. That's the one thing I feel like people should work on when playing this game. It's not only skill, I feel like it's mental health as well. Let me know in the comments, do you have any solutions for the community as a whole? If you like the content, make sure to like the video, and if you are new to the channel, welcome, and be sure to subscribe. And most importantly, guys, highly appreciate every single one of you guys for watching. Even if I'm just ranting the entire time, I do love to talk a lot. I'm sorry if the videos seem kinda like disorganized. I am talking without a script. I want to give you guys the most authentic self I can present. I don't want to sound like a robot and just read off a script, unless it's like a more informational type of thing, you know, so I can get accurate information. I can talk apparently, but I want you guys to be extremely safe out there, and until the next time, peace.